Are you ready to rumble?
We're back. Take 10.
Welcome back. We are so glad you're here. We have had a little bit of a break from filming, so we're going to do a recap of the past 5 weeks. So week 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18.
We had a break because we've been traveling and had a bunch of things on, but we have heaps to share with you. There's been plenty going on.
I've got a whole list of things that we want to share with you guys.
So, hold on.
So
strap in.
Hold on.
What's first?
So I wanted to chat. Well, first of all, how are you feeling?
How am I feeling?
We're almost at.
It's so nice to be like considered and appreciated.
We're at week 19. So how do you feel? How has the last 5 weeks been for you?
It's been amazing. It's been awesome. It's been so fun watching your belly grow.
Finally started showing in this period, which is super exciting.
And Melissa had her first little flutters about 2 weeks ago, about week 17, just like a little bubble.
Yeah.
Very tiny, and one this morning again.
Yep. In a Reiki session, which I'll talk to you about too.
Which is exciting. So for me, I just feel excited. I feel really excited about it. And what about you, darling? How are you feeling?
I feel awesome. Yes. So good. Second trimester is so good. I feel like me again, which is awesome because in the first trimester, that low energy and that nausea that comes and goes, you think, wow, will I ever feel like myself again? And you do, which is awesome. I feel so good. I feel incredible. I have my energy back, but I'm still not pushing myself. I'm, resting. I'm creating lots of white space every single day to have afternoon naps, which are like my new favorite thing. I've never been a napper. It's my new favorite thing. So I've been doing that, which is awesome. But other than that, I feel great. It's so cool to watch my belly grow. And yeah, it's been really fun. Still haven't done any nesting yet. Maybe that'll kick in later, but we've actually been energetically cleaning out our life. So we've gone through every area of our life and done a big energetic clean out. We've gone through our businesses, we've gone through our personal life, and we've done a big energetic clean out. And same with our home too.
We actually went away just for the night to a little B&B in the hinterland of the Sunshine Coast, and took a big piece of paper, a big scrap of paper, and wrote down the different businesses we're involved in and everything that those businesses do. And we literally just went like delete, like just got rid of a whole bunch of things. Bit of an 80-20 on the businesses, wasn't it? Like, so we looked at what's the 20% that's creating the 80% and kind of got rid of a lot of the stuff that was no longer really exciting us or serving us. We made a really clear decision because literally we went away to plan a whole bunch of new things and ended up getting rid of a whole bunch of things. So it was the opposite effect. And we did that because we want to have a year next year and hopefully beyond that, where we are just super present for little Bubba. Super present for little Bubba. Oh yeah. Lost my train of thought there. But anyway, I was going to say that first time around for me personally, when I had my little boy Leo, who's now almost 15, I wasn't super present. I was physically present, but not really emotionally present. So don't want to repeat that.
Yeah, and that's another thing we did when we went away is we got really clear on how we want to parent. And I want to encourage you guys to do that. If you are pregnant right now, sit down with your partner, or, if you're on your own, then do this as well, and get really clear on how you want to parent. And something that's very important to Nick and I is when baby arrives, we want to be super present. We want to have a lot of space. We don't want to be stressing and, doing so many different things work-wise. We really want to just relish those beautiful days. So we're creating a lot of white space in our life, and we're setting lots of beautiful boundaries in our business and our personal life so that we can create that.
Now we've got a bunch of things over the past 5 weeks, like quite a lot. So we're just going to like rapid fire through them.
Rapid fire.
And you can be the boss of that list because it looks pretty decent.
It's a lot.
Yeah, so we're just going to like smash it. You ready? Let's go.
Okay, so the first thing I wanted to talk to you about in regards to during this precious time is removing all of the stressful situations, people in your life. This is so important during, not just during pregnancy, it's important all the time, but especially during pregnancy when whatever you feel, your baby feels. And so removing any stressful situations or any stressful people, anything that has ever stressed you out, remove it from your life. And if it's a person, and you can talk to this, if it's a person, you might be like, well, it's my mother or it's my father, so how do I do that? And what I have personally done, if there's any people in our life that maybe it's been stressful in the past, just setting some healthy boundaries. You know, this isn't about breaking up with those people or, you know, not being friends with them. It's literally just about setting some healthy boundaries. You know, maybe it's instead of spending an entire weekend with them, you spend a couple of hours or 1 hour, but you do what's right for you. And what's come up for me in a few of my healing sessions is, Melissa, stay true to your boundaries. Stay true to your boundaries during this time and don't slip into the guilt or the people pleasing, because this is your pregnancy and your baby, and whatever you feel, your baby feels.
I'm good with that.
You're good with that?
Yep.
You don't want to add anything?
No.
Okay.
No.
Also wanted to say sleep as much as possible. Now, there is a few schools of thought with this. Some people say try not to sleep during the day so that you get a really good sleep at night. But I just think if your body, like you're building a human. You're building a human. And if you want an afternoon nap or a mid-morning nap, then have it and soak that up. We have both done our meditation teacher training, and in our training, they say that during pregnancy, you can meditate as much as you want. So I personally do 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the afternoon, but if I want to do longer or do another one, then you can during pregnancy. And, you know, whilst your newborn is here too, you can just meditate as much as you want, which is awesome.
Speaking of making a human, so if you look at, Ayurvedic medicine or the Ayurvedic system, there's something called ojas, which kind of roughly translates to wax, I think. It's like if you imagine a candle, yeah, it's like, imagine a candle and has the wax around it, that's the fuel. And we want to have lots of ojas in life in general, because that's what keeps us looking young and vibrant and actually living to an older age. Like, the heavier set people who are kapha have more ojas, and they actually tend to live longer if they can manage weight and these sorts of things. Whereas someone like myself, who's more vata, can have less ojas, so I try and maintain it. We've noticed with Melissa, her skin's been getting quite dry, and I said to her today, it's probably because the baby is actually like taking the ojas, like the life is going to the baby, which is kind of cool, right? And I think that just reminded me, like, right now, this thing is growing so fast. You know, every week we check the, what's it called? What to Expect app. And we look at the little videos and we see what size that the baby is. And it's incredible. But imagine the amount of energy that goes into that. So coming back to napping, napping is amazing. Napping is amazing for ojas.
Napping is amazing for ojas. And so are other things like oiling up your body, obviously nutrition.
We clearly oiled up today because look at me, I'm like shiny as.
I've had a shower.
I'm
but yeah, things like oiling up your body, abhyanga, which is a beautiful technique that you can do, an Ayurvedic technique. So do things that are going to build ojas, not deplete ojas.
Correct.
Yeah. I've also, over the past 5 weeks, been doing chiro every 2 weeks, acupuncture every 2 weeks. Been seeing my osteo once a month, which has been amazing. Today I had a beautiful Reiki healing session. A beautiful friend of mine who's a Reiki teacher came to my house and we did it here. It was amazing. And she tuned into Bubba and she gave me a couple of messages. She actually said, Bubba wants more fruit, which was really interesting, and especially right now where we are, it's summer and it's really hot, so Bubba wants more fruit.
We've got mangoes and stone fruit and berries and papaya and dragon fruit and pineapple.
Delicious.
Far out, it's so good. Tropical Tropical living is the best.
Yeah, we love it so much. So lots of fruit and lots of water, she said. And then she said a couple of other things, like, again, the boundaries thing came up for me, and she said be really clear on your boundaries with work. She said lots of work opportunities are going to come to me, but you need to stay really grounded in what it is that you want, which is to be a really present mom, and just stay really true to that. So that was interesting. And then some other family stuff came up too that she inspired me to look at. So that was really cool. There are so many amazing healing modalities that you can do, especially during pregnancy. This is just a few of them that we have been doing. It's been really fun.
Totally.
Okay, so what else? Another thing that I have been doing over the past couple of weeks is I created a joy list. So I wrote down in my phone what brings me the most joy. And every day I do one thing, at least one thing off that list.
What's an example?
Having an afternoon nap brings me so much joy.
Let me guess. Dance.
Dance.
Let me guess. Beach.
Definitely.
Let me guess. Don't know.
You don't know anymore?
Yeah, well, I was thinking like, you do these things kind of normally though.
Exactly. I do. This is how I live my life. I live my life from my joy list, because if we're not in joy, if we're not in play, then we're totally missing the point of life. And so I want to inspire you, not just if you're pregnant, but create a joy list. Stick it in your phone, type it in your phone, and then every day do one thing from that list. Because remember what I said before, whatever you feel, baby feels. And so if you are in joy every day, your baby is feeling that. For me, music. He's a musician. So we always have music playing in our house. And you want to have inspiring music, not, if hardcore death metal is inspiring to you, then each to their own, but that isn't inspiring to me. So choose music that's really inspiring to you. Classical music, jazz music, Nick's music.
I've got a great playlist as well. It's called Songs I'm Obsessed With. It's on my Spotify.
Yeah, maybe we can link to it.
We'll link to that. So check that out, because it's all songs that I love, Melissa loves.
It's the best playlist ever.
Every song on there is great, and that's really nice.
And I've also, during this time, because we have music playing pretty much 24/7 in our house, from first thing in the morning till the evening.
It's true.
We love it so much. I have started creating, I listen to a lot of yoga and mantra-based music, kundalini music. I love that type of thing as well. So we have a beautiful mix, and I've started creating a birthing playlist. So songs that whenever I hear really light me up and are just beautiful, and I think, I want that playing when I'm in labor. So I've started to create a Spotify playlist, which is really, really fun to do, and something that you could start to do as well.
Yeah.
You could create a laboring one, and then you could create one for after, like whatever feels good for you. And then you can have your partner or doula be in charge of the music when you go into labor. Why don't you tell them about the song idea too, before I move on to the next thing?
Yeah, so I don't know if it's going to be a song that I write or something that just inspires us, but we're going to kind of practice a little song, almost like a chant, so that when little baby comes out, and hopefully we're in water at the time, that's the plan, to just hold that baby in the water and just sing together at the same time. So we can really, impart that vibration of love through sound straight into that baby in the water. And just a really nice way to just welcome and put all of our presence and attention into that little being, and let it know how loved it is. So,
there's a lot of cultures and a lot of traditions that do that. There's a lot that have a special song that they sing. A lot of African cultures, isn't it? A lot of African cultures that have a special song that they sing when the baby is born, and then they also then sing that song on their birthday. And then if any time the child is, they feel lost in their teenage years, or they're going through a harder time, the family members will sing that song to them to remind them of the truth of who they are. Like, How beautiful is that?
Oh, it's cute.
I got full goosebumps. It makes me emotional thinking about that because it's so beautiful. And I think in today's society, we have lost so many of these beautiful traditions and rituals that we have, and it's time to bring them back. So, and Nick has the most beautiful, as you guys know, the most beautiful voice, and me, maybe not so much.
It's pretty good. I mean, a bit pitchy sometimes, but it's a nice voice.
So we're gonna maybe create a song, or he might write a song that we sing as Bubba comes out, which will be so beautiful, and then that will be their song, you know, their little special song.
Yeah.
So that's really special. Another thing I've really been doing over the last 5 weeks, and I think it's been because I can now physically see, you know, my bump, is talking and connecting. I mean, we have been from day one, but even more so now, talking and connecting with the baby. So every morning I wake up, I place both of my hands on my belly, my eyes are closed, Nick's still asleep, and I pour golden light or white light into my womb. I pour love, I pour health, I pour happiness into my womb, and I just lay there and I just see that all circulating to my baby, our baby, and I just take that time. It's really beautiful. And then I'll usually roll over, grab Nick's hand, and then put that on there, and we'll do that together. It's just such a beautiful thing to do. And like I mentioned before, they, at this stage now, they can hear, so you want to be playing beautiful, you can even play Vedic chants, mantras, yogic meditation music. Like, you can play so many beautiful things to the baby. Jazz music or classical music, like there is, or Nick's music. There's so many beautiful things that you can play that's really going to inspire the baby.
Yeah, we found a cool fact as well in Vedic traditional philosophy. They believe that the soul enters the baby at week 20. And week 20 just happens to be my birthday.
Yeah, which is so cool.
So the soul comes in on my birthday, which is amazing if you believe that. And I've heard lots of different things, but we certainly align with Vedic tradition, so I'm going to go with that.
Yeah, so cool. Another thing I wanted to chat to you guys about today was cacao. I know lots of you are probably thinking that now is a great time to eat all the chocolate cake and the chocolate vegan brownies and all the yumminess.
Yeah, because my son was born on chocolate cake. Pretty
It's
much.
probably swimming through both of your veins and his veins.
Yeah.
But we've actually done a little bit of research into the effects cacao has on the babies. And it's very similar to...
I'm not bored, just worked out, a little bit tired. Sorry.
It's very similar to the effects that coffee has.
It's very stimulating.
So it's very stimulating for this developing fetus. It's very stimulating. So Anthony William, the medical medium who's been on my podcast, make sure you listen to that episode. I'll link to it below. It's incredible. He has a whole podcast episode on healthy pregnancies. I'll link to that as well below on his podcast, but listen to both. And he says to avoid cacao completely during your pregnancy. And I tend to agree with him, although I have had it probably a handful of times.
Had some last night.
Oh, did I? Oh, yes. So
not much,
I have probably had it maybe 5 times in the last 19 weeks.
Yep.
And that is because, you know, if we were at a friend's house and they offered it to us and everyone else was going, this is so amazing. And then I tuned in and I was like, I want to try it too. So I definitely have not been having it nowhere near as much as I would usually have it if I wasn't pregnant. So I really just want you to do your research on cacao and make a decision for yourself. But just remember, it is very stimulating. It is powerful stuff. It is plant medicine.
Actually, on that note, so if you go back to Mayan cultures where cacao came from, it was very revered. Obviously, they used to fight wars over cacao. It was a currency. And obviously in those cultures as well, these are the regions where a lot of the plant medicines like ayahuasca come from, which are also extremely revered in those traditions and those cultures, going back thousands of years. And cacao actually has the effect of prolonging the effect of plant medicine in the body. So it was revered for that. So it was actually used as a medicine, not so much as a food. And obviously us Westerners got a hold of it because it tastes so good and just started putting milk in it and sugar.
Sugar? They add sugar?
Milk and sugar to cacao. That's cocoa,
so.
actually. Of course they do, yeah.
I guess some people would add maple syrup. And
No, I'm just
like
saying
that.
in West, in general in the West.
Right.
In normal chocolate. But that's not what it was originally intended for.
It's
a medicine.
medicinal.
Yeah, which is why you can get things like ceremonial grade cacao from Peru, these sorts of things, which are, a totally different thing. So,
Which we have, and it's delicious.
Amazing.
But it is medicine. So just be really mindful of that. Even if you're not eating unhealthy chocolate and you're eating raw vegan chocolate brownies made out of cacao, still be mindful, because it does have that same stimulating effect that coffee has, and we just want to really nurture the bubba.
And just substitute with carob. Put carob in if you're making a recipe, and just reduce the amount of sweetener like maple syrup, because carob is naturally quite sweet. That's it, simple. Okay, next, what's next?
Next, I want to talk to you about, we recently went away and we did a retreat with two of our best friends, which was incredible. It wasn't meant to be a baby moon, but we were kind of like, this is a baby moon. I don't know. It was fun, and we got lots of beautiful treatments. So I got an organic facial. I got a beautiful 90-minute pregnancy massage, which was just heaven. These are just other ways that you can nourish your body and nourish your soul during pregnancy. Like, this is the time to take your self-care to the next level.
Yeah.
Like, no guilt, none of that. This is really about just what is going to be the most nourishing thing for you, mind, body, and soul nourishing. Whatever that is for you, do it. If that is having a cup of tea on your balcony,
yeah, you don't have to pay.
Do it.
It doesn't have to be an expensive retreat, or, because the amount of things that you've been doing, you don't normally do that many things. It's just since you've been pregnant, you've just upped it massively, which has been great. It's been really good to watch.
I've also been doing breathwork sessions. So I'm working with Nicola Lay, and every 2 weeks I do breathwork. She's actually a pregnancy and birth breathworker as well, which I didn't know. So we were just doing breathwork together, and then I had a few weeks off. This was when I was in trimester 1, and then had our session again. And I told her that we were pregnant, and she goes, I'm a birth and pregnancy breath worker. And I was like, no. So this is incredible. So we're going to do a video together, and she's going to give us the 3 breath techniques that you want to use during different stages of labor, which is awesome. So we'll do a video together with her, and you guys can follow along with the different techniques, which is awesome. And so the breath work I've been really loving. It's been great. Going back to the retreat that we went to Gaia. It was unbelievable. It was so beautiful.
It's in Byron Bay.
It's so beautiful. So we had these beautiful treatments, all organic vegan food grown on their property. We did yoga, Pilates, Qigong. It was magical. Yeah. And whilst we were in that area, there was a workshop. I did beautiful Jane Hardwick Collins, who's been on my podcast. I'll link to that episode below. I did her Shamanic Dimensions of Pregnancy full day workshop. So it was like 9 till 5. It was incredible. So Jane, for those of you who don't know who she is, listen to my episode with her, read her books, check out her courses, her retreats, her everything. She is unbelievable. She is a very incredible midwife, but she's a shaman. She is a birth worker. She is a spiritual teacher, healer. She is all of the things. And when I had her on my podcast a couple of years ago, I knew that one day I'd work with her. I just knew it. I was like, as soon as I'm pregnant, I'm going to do one of her workshops. I'm going to work with her. And as soon as I was pregnant, I messaged her and I was like, right, any events coming up that I can come to? And she had this Shamanic Dimensions of Pregnancy workshop. And I was like, perfect, booked in with one of my best friends who's also pregnant. And we went along. It was incredible. We did a couple of amazing rituals that really inspired me. We did a fear releasing exercise, which was awesome. we did this meditative state exercise where we actually wove a goddess eye, which is incredible. And you had to get into a meditative state to do that. It was really beautiful. We had a drumming meditation, which was amazing. So we did lots of stuff in that workshop. It was really powerful. She really does empower you to have the birth that you want. She empowers you to take back birth into your own hands and create what you want to create. So it's really incredible. Check out her work. I loved that. And that was last weekend, and this is where we're up to now, which is really exciting. So did you have anything you wanted to add? Have I missed anything?
No, I think it's been a pretty cruisy period, actually. It's been easy, fun, because we've been able to enjoy it. Melissa's been feeling great. Her energy's been up, nausea's gone. So it's just been really nice.
I've been eating normally again, which is just great.
Really healthy appetite.
Yeah, lots of nourishing foods.
I feel like you put a little bit of weight on too, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know because I don't weigh myself.
Yeah.
So I know my belly's grown, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of clean water. It's really important during pregnancy, lots and lots of clean water. One other thing I wanted to mention was my midwives have this thing called the Circle of Care. So where they bring all of the women, there's 4 women birthing in that month, they bring us together so we can all chat and get to know each other. So we had that last week as well, which was really beautiful to just connect with other women who are birthing in the same month as me. And it was just really lovely to be able to do that. And we did some breath work in that session as well. So my midwives are really big on breath work. So we did breath work together and we spoke about that, which was awesome. And we also spoke about the role of the partner a lot too, which was really powerful. And one thing I want to inspire you guys to do is teach your partner, if your husband or partner is your birth support person, feel free to share with them how you would like them to show up. Don't be afraid to say, hey, this is how I would like you to show up when I'm in this moment. And so we've been chatting a lot about that. At the start, I was like, no, I don't want to tell him how to show up. I just want him to show up. But then I was like,
it's not about me.
Yeah.
It is about us as a couple, of course. But the most important thing is that it transpires the way which Melissa wants it to transpire, the way that she visions that. And so it's my role just to support that, to help that come to fruition. So,
and that's what
it's not about me.
And that's what the birth support person, whether it's a doula, whether it's a partner, that's what their role is. And so I've been, sharing, anytime I read anything in a book, been sharing that with Nick. Maybe we could try this. Like, there's lots of people who do like hand signals, like putting your hand up in the middle of contraction just means everyone leave me alone. Or, maybe you could have different signs and things like that. So start to think about that and have those conversations with your partner or your birth support person, because the more prep that you do now is just going to set you up for the most amazing experience for you. So, that's what I think. This is a marathon. We're about to go into a marathon, and you wouldn't run a marathon without doing any prep. And this is the work. This is the work now. And it's so fun. Like, we have a ball reading about it, talking about it. It's just amazing. And we constantly going, why weren't we taught this in school? Just this morning when I showed Nick a beautiful photo of a uterus, I was like, have you ever seen this sort of image before? Besides, like, how it's just drawn in like a textbook. And we got to see it, like, wow, this is amazing. Why weren't we taught this stuff in school? So we can educate ourselves now, and the more we do now, the better. And I hope this was helpful. Is there anything else?
Yeah, there is one more thing. The best way to end this is a little bump update.
Oh, I can't. I've got overalls on.
We're going to cut to that right now.
Okay. See you later, guys. I hope this was helpful. Lots of love.